Now, electric versus hybrids. Welcome back to Better Electrically. I mentioned in the last video that I touched on electric versus ICE or internal combustion engines. Now I will be talking about electric versus hybrids. And there are two types of hybrids. You have the regular plug-in hybrids and the regular non-plug-in hybrids. And I'll go ahead and touch on those two before I go in between the two of them. Your non-traditional plug-in hybrid, you will only get, and I'll put down in the description a few of the different types of non-plug-in and regular plug-in hybrids. But the main difference between the two, non-plug-in hybrids just use the gas engine because hybrids have a gas engine as well. That's the trade-off with a hybrid. Then you're not fully electric. You have an electric motor and battery, but your main thing is your gas power. For non-traditional, you might get about 15 miles of range, I believe, is what I've picked up for the most part on average. And the gas engine will power that up. And that's more to try to help you get better fuel efficiency in the city. Because that's where internal combustion engines lack, or city driving, where they're better on the highway. But your plug-in hybrids will allow you to plug in the battery, which can get you much more range. And that way you can use this. And I believe the Toyota Prius is a plug-in hybrid, if I'm not mistaken. However, the problem with those is after you reach such a speed, I believe it's from 40 to 50, because I actually have a fellow coworker that owns Toyota Prius and he loves it, which I know right now there's an issue going on with boycotting Toyota because of what they're starting to back up the Trump administration. I've not read too much into what's going on. I do know I completely disagree most of the time with what Trump views on the environment, and I'm still upset with him trying to pull out of going forward, pulling out of the Paris Climate Agreement. But that's not what this video is about, so I'm not going to talk about that. But with the Toyota Prius, after you get about 40 miles an hour, the internal combustion engine kicks in. So you're getting that fuel efficiency, but then after that, you're going back to regular gas-powered vehicles. And the trade-off between the electric versus hybrid is with the hybrid vehicles, you still have all the regular maintenance that you would with an internal combustion engine. Just like you would, like your electric vehicles have maintenance too, which I didn't touch too much about. You do have some battery maintenance and maybe some motor maintenance after so long, but that's for a couple years in. That's not right off the bat. And your hybrids have the same thing. You're still going to have to do all the oil changes, brake fluid changes, and all that, just like you would in a normal ICE vehicle. So between a non-hybrid and a plug-in hybrid, a plug-in hybrid is much better. You'll get so much more range out of it. However, still, between electric versus hybrid, in my opinion, electric's a better way to go because you'll still get more range with a fully electric vehicle than you will with the plug-in hybrid if you're only just wanting to use the electric part of it. But plug-in hybrids are fuel efficient, don't get me wrong. So if you're like a lot of people, they say that there's range anxiety that comes along with owning a fully electric vehicle, which I don't know that from my personal experience. My car actually has a range indicator, so I know how much more miles I can go. However, if I drive more fuel efficient, I get better range. It won't go down as fast, but if I'm driving pedal through the floor into the asphalt of the road, then yeah, it's going to go down, and that's the equivalent to an electric car. So I don't know why there's so many people with range anxiety, but when I own an electric car one day, maybe I'll understand. I do not know at this point. But I believe we are all headed towards a time where electric is part of our lives. The home I live in is all electric, and that's the reason why that's the picture of my page. And I'm sorry that I got off topic. That's just how I am sometimes. So, in my personal opinion, electric versus hybrid, electric is the way still to go. If you're not wanting to go full electric, then please, by all means, do look into going to a plug-in hybrid. There's nothing wrong with starting off with a plug-in hybrid. It's all about your own preference. No one can force you to make a decision. If you want to continue to buy a regular ICE vehicle because they're cheaper in the beginning, go for it. However, in the long run, you will pay more out of pocket than you would in an electric vehicle or maybe even in a hybrid vehicle. Because electric vehicles have less moving parts, whereas a ICE vehicle does. And then your hybrid vehicles, they have now the electric side of it, plus you're still having more moving parts because you have the ICE vehicle side of it. So it's just your personal preference. But I do appreciate the views I get on these videos. So if you do like these videos, please like and then possibly subscribe. If there's something I'm not doing right, if you want, go ahead and give me a thumbs down and let me know in the comments what I could do to make these videos better. But until then, remember, we'll be better in life when we all are electric. So I'll see you in the next video.